So Brooks Lopez, even at the age of 35, is one of the premier free agents in this free agency. This is a guy that is 7 feet, 282 pounds, a guy that can just do a little bit of everything. One of the better shooting bigs, floor spacing bigs in the league. One of the better defensive shot blocking bigs in the league. Can make some plays in the post, can, be back to the basket if need be. That's what he started out as, a low post threat that you dump the ball down to, and he would just go to work. And he really advanced and adjusted his game accordingly. He's also a guy that's been able to stay healthy and stay on the basketball court. He played 78 games last year for the Milwaukee Bucks, started in all 78 of them, played 30.5 minutes per game, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 1.5 assists, steal, and 2.5 blocks. So again, him on any team would just be fantastic. But Brooks Lopez isn't going to want to go to any team. You've heard rumors that have came out about the Houston Rockets, that they would love to bring in a Brooks Lopez. They want to get some veteran guys in there. But you imagine Brooks Lopez is going to want to get some money. Now, there is still a very good chance that he stays with the Milwaukee Bucks. It makes a lot of sense. It's where he won a chip with. It's a place that he's had home the last several seasons. And him and Giannis, he knows works and is a pairing, and he is comfortable in that environment. But does Milwaukee start making those changes, right? Chris Middleton, does he end up leaving? If so, they got rid of Budenholzer, and that kind of rubbed a lot of people on the team the wrong way. So does Brooks Lopez say, well, hey, I'm going to go elsewhere? There's plenty of teams that would love to have him. And one of those teams is the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers had him, and for whatever reason, ended up letting him go. We ended up acquiring him in the original D'Angelo Russell trade to the Brooklyn Nets. There are rumors going around, and again, want to stress rumors going around. I don't want people to take this as gospel, but I have seen this a lot, that Brooks Lopez is supposedly going to sign a 2-year, $24 million, so basically $12 million a year, deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. Been some reports that have been pushed around. I've seen a lot of people posting and talking about these reports. I don't know how true those are, but we will find out today, right? Because the Lakers could get their full mid-level exception, and depending on how everything shapes up, right? But what do they do with Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba? Depending on whether they let them go or keep them, could be the difference between the Lakers getting the taxpayer mid-level or not. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't. That they, if they do keep Mo Bamba and Malik Beasley, that's it. There that goes. But it kind of makes things complicated, right? It depends on how much Rui signs for, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, all of those things. What do they do with D'Angelo Russell? There are a lot of questions centered around that. If you can get Brooks Lopez for the mid-level exception, or for the full mid-level exception, that's pretty much his value, right? So it's kind of like he's going to make $12 million a year, or $10 to $12 million, right? That's pretty much what any contending team can give them at the most. And he's going to want to go to a contender, unless, a team like Houston's like, we'll give you 2 years, $50 million, or something crazy like that, right? Just to hit the cap floor, something silly. I don't see that happening, but you never know. We've seen guys get some insane contracts before, just for circumstance, really. But Brooks Lopez, $12 million a year, it makes sense, right? If it was something where the reports were he was signing 4 years, $80 million, or he was signing 2 years, $40 million or something, then I'd be like, no, it's complete nonsense. And then even the opposite of that, if it was something like he's signing, 2 years, $10 million, I'd probably be like, yeah, don't buy that. 2 years, $24 million is our full mid-level exception. I wouldn't be shocked if Brooks Lopez and those reports are real, that is actually true, and that Brooks Lopez will sign. Based on these reports, it'll be announced and official June 6th, is what I've seen. Again, rumors. We don't know for sure. Take this stuff with a grain of salt. Don't take this as gospel. If we could get Brooks Lopez, I'm all for it. Again, a brilliant 7-footer. That allows Anthony Davis to shift to the 4, which is where he wants. Anthony Davis and Brooks Lopez as your front court would just be just tough, right? Good luck trying to score on the interior. It's similar to Milwaukee, right? Like, teams really struggled on the interior going up against Giannis and Brooks Lopez. If you look up Anthony Davis and Giannis's defensive stats, they're identical. Identical. Anthony Davis is better in a couple things, metrics, as well as you have Giannis, who's just slightly better in other metrics, because they are still very different players. But like defensive rating, just effect on the opposing offensive player, like all of it, the impacts, it's identical. So that you add Brooks Lopez, you should in theory get a very similar result. Also, the Lakers were the best defensive team in the league last year after the trade. You add in a guy like Brooks Lopez, you probably continue to maintain that defense, but also you're getting a guy that can give you 16 points per game and help with rebounding. Like, that is very valuable. I would still want the Lakers to still maybe go get a Plumlee or something like that. I would love it. Although the other thing is, though, and the reason that this may end up being a just nonsense is we got the reports that the Lakers are really interested in giving Bruce Brown the full mid-level exception of $12 million a year. Because if that's the case, then yeah, you're not getting Brooks Lopez. But again, that's a report, that's a rumor, just like this is. And if it comes down to it, I guess push come to shove, it just is like, who do the Lakers value more, Brooks Lopez or Brown? There's an argument for Brown, simply on the fact that, like, you're taking away arguably the fourth best player on the Denver Nuggets, at least in this playoffs, in this last season, right? Anytime you can make the defending champs weaker and yourself stronger, especially when you were the team that faced them to go into the NBA Finals, that has value. But Brooks Lopez is a much bigger need. He's 35 years old, though. So how does that shape up? You know, like, that's definitely a concern, right? That's definitely something I think you got to take into account and keep in mind. But he's so far, knock on wood, has been a model of health. He's been a guy that's been able to stay on the basketball court. He would also give the Lakers Anthony Davis insurance, right? When Anthony Davis inevitably misses 30-plus games, right? Now, hopefully it's nothing like major. Hopefully it's just a little bit of load management, a little knickknacks here and there. But Brooks Lopez, having him on the court and Anthony Davis not playing, you still got that guy that could go get you 20-plus on any given night in the interior, could spread the floor, provide that shot blocking and being a deterrent at the rim. Lakers didn't have that last year without Anthony Davis, right? Thomas Bryant was really good for the Lakers on the offensive end, but he was, like, literally, not my opinion, not like my thoughts. No, this was a statistical fact. He was the worst defensive big in the league. So the Lakers had no essential interior defense without Anthony Davis this whole season. And then even when the Lakers got into the playoffs, Mo Bamba was hurt the entire time. I think, personally, you get Brooks Lopez if this is really a viable option, which makes a lot of sense, right? He has the Darvin Ham connection. He loved Darvin Ham. I wouldn't be shocked at all if he says, hey, I'm not going to be able to get coached by Budenholzer anymore, but the next best thing would be Darvin Ham. I get to go there, have familiarity. I understand the systems and stuff that he's going to want to run. I know Darvin Ham's going to utilize me the way that I've been able to be so effective, right? Like, that is actually in Brooks Lopez's benefit. So I think that this makes a lot of sense. I really do. I think that this is something that I could absolutely see happening. If you can get Brooks Lopez, you get him. Get him immediately. I still would like a Mason Plumlee or something like that. I would. Just because yes, he might be playing 30-plus minutes a game. You have Anthony Davis. You could always shift to the 5, but it would be nice to just have that other body. or even like an Andre Drummond or something like that. Because, I mean, if you needed to, you could even move Lopez to the 4, right? With his ability to stretch the floor and just like be a facilitator and stuff. You could always stay big if you needed to. So ideally you get him, you get Anthony Davis, and then go get like again somebody. Or I mean, I wouldn't even mind if it's like if they do keep Mo Bamba, or maybe they bring in Colin Castleton, who I'm really high on. That's the one that I want. I think Colin Castleton has a chance to make some real noise. And I think Brooks Lopez as his mentor would be perfect, because I think this is a guy that could be very similar to Brooks Lopez. So that could be kind of nice. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Want Lopez? Do you not? Would you rather go elsewhere, go younger? Do you think that this is a real possibility? Do you think it's not? Again, it makes a lot of sense. It really does. It genuinely does. I just, are the Lakers going to keep the full mid-level exception for Brooks Lopez? I think we'll find out a lot at some point today, depending on what happens with Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba. I really do. But, again, just a rumor. Don't sell the farm yet. Let's wait and see. But it does make sense. So, anyway, again, let me know down in the comments.